I'm Alex.
I'm Cruz.
And this is Nostalgia Junkies, your raddest and hippest podcast for all things nostalgic. We're talking 80s, 90s, 2000s. We're talking movies, toys, video games, music, you name it. We talk about it. Give us some ideas because you know what? My brain is becoming mush.
Yeah, well, that happens. You got other priorities at the moment.
I know. So I don't think we really talk about it.
No, we haven't.
No, I know. So we talked about how we pre-recorded the episodes in January because
Correct.
there were big changes on the horizon. We recorded our first episode for February, but I'm a dad now,
Yes, you are.
and
Beautiful baby girl.
I'm a girl dad.
She's a month now
Yeah,
already.
yeah, it's crazy. She's already like getting bigger and
Yeah,
getting that little baby personality of her own.
yeah.
It's
their
adorable.
their facial features change pretty rapidly. Like the first 3 to 4 months, she doesn't look like she was when she was first born.
So I told my wife that when our baby was born, especially when we put the salve on the eyes, that she looked like a knockoff Madball. And she got so offended. But then I showed her the picture and she
was like,
definitely looked
yeah.
like a knockoff Madball.
Wow.
But, we're a couple weeks out from the Super Bowl. You know,
Yeah.
football, it was a thing. Stuff happened.
Correct.
And I figured this would be a perfect time for us to talk about some of the best sports games
Yes.
from the Nintendo 64 era.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So we're talking about football. There's like an iconic
Yes.
football game for the N64.
Yes.
It originally was an arcade game and was released by Midway by 1997 for the
Mhm.
N64. We're talking NFL Blitz.
Yes. Come on.
NFL Blitz, phenomenal game. The line was adrenaline packed, letting it drop kick anyone on the field.
Yeah.
Like if you did not grow up playing NFL Blitz, as
Yeah,
Chris
I
likes to say,
mean-
you're not from this planet.
Yeah, correct. NFL Blitz. Come on, man. It's an instant classic. You didn't even need to know football to play this game. It was just one of those fun to play. Anyone could play it. Pick up the controller. Obviously, it was first in arcade, so only 3 buttons and a joystick. But yeah, it's up there, man. Blitz was easy and fun.
So that lack of variety in the plays was really the only like thing that went against it
Correct.
for its ranking.
Yeah.
Everything else with NFL Blitz, it was easy to play, it was fun to play,
Yeah.
but the lack of varieties for what plays you could do.
Yeah, I think
It-
there was like six to 12 plays, I think,
That
at
was it.
tops. Yeah.
As we got to NFL Blitz like 2002, we got more, but
Yeah.
the original one was just
Yeah,
Six to 12.
but again, the football play aspect part of it was not the fun part of the game. It was slamming into people and,
no one played NFL Blitz expecting it to be a great football simulator.
no, definitely not.
You played NFL Blitz because it was fun to get a late hit in and drop kick the referee.
Correct.
Which
Correct.
I'm pretty sure is what the Chiefs wanted to do to the refs after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But I will say one of the really fun aspects of NFL Blitz had to be the cheat codes.
Yes.
So like the big head, big football,
Yep.
and Midway did a great job. So Midway actually added this in. It was supposed to be part of the original game, but got pulled. So they made it a cheat code, blood mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you originally tackled somebody, it was supposed to have that Mortal Kombat-esque blood splatter.
Yeah. That time period would have been tough.
But dude,
But-
to this day, I still love playing NFL Blitz.
Yeah, I play it all the time too whenever I get a chance. For me, my favorite Blitz is NFL Blitz 2000. I
Mhm.
think it's my favorite. But again, the original's great. The arcade is great. Can't knock it.
Exactly. So next up, Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Mhm.
And I really couldn't limit it to just one of them. So we're just saying
The group.
the whole three, all
Yeah.
three of them. So this was released by Activision in 1999.
Yeah.
The original character model for the game was actually Bruce Willis's character from the game Apocalypse. So when they were doing the original test demos,
Mhm.
before they like actually made like the render of Tony Hawk or any of the characters, the dummy character used to test the game was Bruce Willis from Apocalypse.
That's pretty cool. I
Because
did not know that.
Activision used the same software.
Really?
Yep.
That's pretty cool. It was a fun game. I didn't play it as much as others on this list. Fun, but not one of my favorites.
Dude, the gameplay for me for Tony Hawk, this was a game like this is like people talk about going and playing GTA for hours just to kind of mellow out.
Hmm.
No, it was Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Like just sitting there listening to the soundtrack.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, soundtrack top tier. Gameplay for me, it was cool. Open world a little bit, it was roaming a little bit, but yeah, it was just one of those things where I wasn't a big skater to begin with. I liked Tony Hawk. I would watch all the X games and everything else, but video game wise, I wasn't
No,
until I started playing like Skate later on in the Xbox era. That's when I got in more.
yeah, no, to me, like I have so many memories of just like skating around the
Yeah.
warehouse. It was great.
Yeah, most definitely.
Something that I discovered recently, which I don't know how I didn't know this growing up, in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, there is a cheat code. If you type in Freak Show, it actually unlocks Darth Maul from episode 1.
Are you kidding me?
No. So you can actually like skate around as Darth Maul.
That's
And
funny.
he has his like dual lightsaber.
You know,
So you could do the cheat code
yeah.
or you could be a completionist and get all 54 achievements to do it. No one in the 90s was doing that.
No,
We were
definitely not.
plugging in the cheat code. We were going to be using Darth Maul.
Funny. Uh, Side note: Pro Skater 3
Mhm.
is one I don't come by a lot at the store. 1 and 2, yes, but 3 never comes in. Very interesting.
That's what I normally see Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Yeah,
Something I will say that the Nintendo carts did a really good job with the Tony Hawk series,
the colors.
the multi-cart,
Yeah,
the multicolor carts.
yeah,
Like we so often will see a gray cart,
yeah. All
but
the time.
not a single cart for Tony Hawk was gray.
Yeah.
We had
I
the
mean,
blue, yellow, and black.
some most of the color ones are really good games. So like Carnage is in the
Red.
red. Yeah. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one.
So we talked about skateboarding. Let's talk about snowboarding.
Yes.
1080 snowboarding.
Yes.
This was a first party Nintendo game.
Yes.
So there are two modes in the game. There's trick mode and race mode. I usually went to race mode. I love racing games.
Yeah.
So trick mode was fun, but like to me, it was all about racing down the mountain and just knocking people over.
Correct. Yeah, it was I liked either or. It was fun just doing tricks and getting points on the tricks. Yeah, but going downhill race mode, pushing people off the it was fun. Yeah, skating not too big, but snowboarding was
It was the thing.
yeah,
Well, I mean, it
most
was
definitely. And then
also-
you could pick up speed too, which was one of those things, man, going downhill.
I also feel like at the time that 1080 was coming out, like Shaun White was
Was
getting to the
just
height of his
becoming
popularity.
yeah, correct.
So it's like everybody was getting into snowboarding. And I mean, I remember that I wanted to be a snowboarder as a kid too.
Yeah.
And I thought that I was snowboarding down this massive hill. Dude, I drove by the hill the other day. It's not that
tiny,
big.
yeah,
It's the tiniest
yeah.
little thing. But I thought one thing that was interesting is like, Tony Hawk was praised for its music
Yep.
and the way that it kind of recognized the skater scene. Snowboarding 1080 did the same thing, but it was for the underground techno club music,
Yes.
which it was something that was introduced to the gaming scene that had not been introduced beforehand.
Mhm.
They also, I mean, they had the Tommy Hilfiger and Lamar snowboarding product placement, and that was something that we didn't see in a lot of games. That was kind of cool. This is what amazed me. 1080 snowboarding was a first party Nintendo game. This would then get a sequel for the GameCube called 1080 Avalanche, a competing game made by EA Sports. Was SSX Tricky on tour.
Mhm.
It was made by a competing company also for the GameCube, but it wasn't a Nintendo first party game. However, the EA Sports title featured Mario, Luigi, and Peach as all playable characters and were heavily featured in the marketing.
Really?
Yep.
Very interesting.
That's what, like, why would you not put your own first party characters in a first party game? I mean, that's what, like, to me, like, I didn't realize really until I was doing research for this podcast that 1080 snowboarding had a sequel game.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Because like I know from my youth SSX Tricky on Tour.
Yeah.
Like to me, when I think of an iconic snowboarding game, I mean I also grew up in the GameCube era. It's SSX Tricky on
Yeah,
Tour because I would grab
GameCube,
Luigi and I was
Xbox.
snowboarding.
Yeah, you would see those more often. It's yeah.
So I know I thought it was weird that you know the first party Nintendo game wouldn't feature their own
Yeah.
like major label characters, and they would let EA Sports use them because EA Sports not only used Mario, Luigi, and Peach in SSX Tricky on Tour, but also in the basketball game as well.
Yeah. Correct.
So like I wonder what was the licensing agreement going on in those early to mid 2000s years that would lead to this.
Yeah, very interesting. We haven't had a good snowboarding game since that era, really, when you really think about it. Nothing's compared to it.
But we're talking about snowboarding. Let's talk about another winter sport,
Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky 3D hockey.
Yeah.
And I know we've talked about this a lot on the podcast before, so we'll limit it a little bit. But this game was developed by Midway for the N64 in 1996, and just like how Blitz was supposed to include blood, Wayne Gretzky 3D hockey was originally supposed to include fatalities at the end of the fights.
Really?
Yep. Obviously, it was dropped because Nintendo was like,
Yeah.
yo, we can't do this.
That's funny, man.
But I will say one of my favorite features is after you get in the fights or just get a really big truck,
Yeah.
the little ambulance that goes across
Yeah.
the screen.
Yeah.
It's in little wee woo wee woo. It's to me it makes the game.
Yeah. It's one of the probably the pinnacle of hockey games, I would say. Obviously, there are later titles, but Wayne Gretzky kind of
It was
was.
it.
Yeah.
It's the NFL Blitz of hockey.
Correct. Correct.
And I mean, that being said, and it's done by the same company, we had some of the same cheats with the big head.
Yeah. And it operated. It was smooth. It wasn't a janky game. It was a smooth game.
I will say, I think this is a game that I go back to and play over and over again.
Yeah.
Mainly because much like NFL Blitz, it's an easy playthrough.
Yes.
I think to me, one of the biggest things that I love is that it has teams that I grew up on
Yes.
that we can play as.
Correct.
Mainly the Anaheim Ducks,
Mhm.
and
But-
being from Connecticut, the Hartford,
Hartford
Whalers.
Whalers.
And the Hartford Whalers in this day and age were a dominant team.
Yeah. Yeah, they were. I remember my dad used to work for Etna and City Place right next to the Civic Center. Obviously, it was named the Civic Center. And so he used to get free tickets all the time through Etna. So, man, when they were in town, I remember going to Whaler games all the time. So, yeah, the Hartford Whalers, sad when we sold that team. It was our only professional team, man.
I know. It'd be nice to see them come back. It's never going to happen.
No, never.
But it's like, I will say, we do have some good minor league teams here.
Yeah.
We got the Wolfpack for hockey.
Yeah.
We got
The Yard Goats
for baseball.
Half of their pro shop is like
Whalers
Hartford
gear.
Whaler stuff. Yeah.
It's sad when you still have to sell Whalers gear to
Yeah.
keep the lights on.
Correct.
And we haven't been the Whalers for almost 30 years.
Yeah. More than that.
Yeah.
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 All
But
right, what's the last one?
the last one, I definitely categorize this as the top sports game. Mario Golf.
Mm.
So the same reason we say NFL Blitz, 1080,
It's easy.
3D hockey, Tony Hawk, it's easy to pick up and play.
I honestly, I wasn't a Nintendo guy, so Mario Golf wouldn't have been a game that I would have picked up. Played it. It's fun. I can't consider it like the pinnacle of that list, though.
I think out of the list of this 5, it's definitely number 5. It's not number 1.
Oh yeah. Oh,
This was not any specific order.
okay. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
no. I think though, like, because after this one, we have other NFL blitzes, we have NHL,
Mhm.
we have NBA Jam, we have All Star Baseball, which I almost put All Star Baseball in here, but I was thinking about what's an easy game to pick up and play.
Yeah.
All Star Baseball is not a pick up and play casual game.
No, it has
It has
it's
some
more,
control.
Yeah, correct.
Where every other game on this list.
Was easy. Just
Exactly. And
pick up and play.
that's why Mario Golf made it. Like I thought Mario Tennis, but like
Yeah, that's
it's golf. Like
golf is better. Yeah.
the golf game, especially when you think about the entire series, I think Mario Golf for the N64 is still arguably one of the best Mario Golf games.
Yeah.
Like they've added new things to the genre with the Super Rush, what it was called, in the new one.
Yeah.
Mario Golf N64 is still like the best.
Yeah.
One thing that I thought was interesting was so it featured like, Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Peach, like our regular cast of characters. We had Baby Mario. But then we had our classic iconic characters of Charlie, Harry, Sunny, Maple, and Plum.
Mm-hmm.
And these were all made up characters.
Yeah.
These characters do not appear in any other rendition of Mario. They are not from any other game. They don't even go to Mario Toadstool Tour on the GameCube.
Yeah.
This is the only game that these 5 characters saw.
Yeah. Rightfully so.
Exactly. It was like they were hurting for characters. And I would love to say that, yes, Nintendo was hurting for characters. They didn't have people, but they definitely did. Like Birdo.
They could have used
Diddy
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong was a playable character. I just didn't list them.
Okay.
But like Diddy Kong wasn't in the game.
Diddy was there.
We could have gotten Waluigi because Waluigi came out in Mario Tennis.
Oh yeah, so it could have
Like,
yeah.
There are definitely characters that they could have put in. Like they could have brought back Wart from Super Mario World 2. Like there's definitely characters that could have been added. And that's something that I will say I think the golf series has done very well.
Yeah.
Is they've expanded the roster.
Correct.
Like we could have had Pauline, dude. You want to put in a humanoid character, put in Pauline.
Yeah, correct.
They just didn't want Pauline and Peach fighting on the course. But those were like our top N64 games. If you have a top N64 game that's a sports title that we did not say, let us know in the comments below because I'm always interested to pick up a new game. But what do you say we get into our mail call, which it's kind of a mail call and kind of a rant for us.
Mm-hmm.